Good morning. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City. I am not going to waste your time with extra intros or outros. Going to jump right into it today. Hey, listen, how many of you out there love cheesecake? Now, I'm not to be confused with the classic cheesecake that you bake in a spring form pan, of which I had given you a wonderful recipe for recently. This is a no bake cheesecake. And at this time of the year, this is the time of the year that maybe we're so busy jumping around and running around for everyone, which is a nice thing. This little cheesecake is a little bit of an indulgence, maybe for yourself or for your immediate family. And it is so simple that forget it. Just give a listen. And by the time this broadcast is over, you'll already know how to make this cheesecake, probably without even writing it down. Here is the beauty part of this cheesecake. Besides the fact that it is no bake, it is interchangeable. What do I mean by that? You can make this the regular way with sugar, or you can do the lower carb version, of which I will explain it to you as we go on. So if you have a minute, grab a pen. And if not, just come back to the video when you have time. So this is the easiest and very delicious no-bake cheesecake. I might decide to make this for my upcoming birthday in December. Okay, so all you're going to need, actually, it's going to be in the form of a cheesecake pie, as I call it, because one of the ingredients that you're going to use, if you're going to have the sweetened version, you're going to get one of those pre-made graham cracker crust. You could always make your own if you prefer, and that's totally fine. Or you can omit it. You can omit it completely and substitute that. If you're doing the low carb version, I'll explain later how to make a low carb crust. Okay, so here we go for the no bake cheesecake pie. You're going to need 1 8-ounce softened cream cheese. So basically, that's 1 8-ounce brick of cream cheese. Leave it at room temperature, softened. Then you're going to need 1 cup of powdered sugar. Now, don't fret if you don't have powdered sugar, because you could always make your own powdered sugar, or you can use it in the form of 1 cup of regular granulated sugar. But the powdered sugar way seems to incorporate much better into this recipe. Next, you're going to need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Next, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, or if you prefer, you can measure it out with 1 capful from the bottle. Pour it into the little capful. Next, you're going to need 1/2 of teaspoon of cinnamon. I like to include cinnamon in a lot of my stuff. So if you don't like cinnamon, or you know, that's optional. You could omit the cinnamon if you don't want to use the cinnamon. All right, so you already have the softened cream cheese. What you're going to do, first of all, you're going to make the whipped cream. So you're going to make the whipped cream with the ingredients of the heavy whipped cream and the sugar and the vanilla. And you're going to incorporate the little bit of cinnamon optionally. You're going to whip it until the cream forms stiff peaks. Then you're going to add the 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. Then you're going to continue to whip that together, and it's going to formulate sort of like a mousse type of texture, like a creamy pie filling texture. Wait till you taste it. OMG, let me tell you. Then you just put that in your pre-made crust and you are done. Now for garnish, what I like to do is I like to maybe crush a little bit of a cookie and just sprinkle it on top just to give it a dash of color. And that's it. Or some people prefer to put the cherries on top or the blueberries on top. This is an easy to make pie. I mean, like literally just a couple of minutes of your time. Who knows? You might have all the ingredients right now. Just saying, just saying. All right, now if you want to make it into a low carb version, you omit that kind of a crust and you make your own nut crust. I like to do that by grating up or chopping up some walnuts. Walnuts makes a great crust, I'm telling you. Melt some butter, put in a few packets to taste of your artificial sweetener, and you melted butter, you press that against the bottom. And even if you just prefer a nut crust, for anyone who prefers a nut crust, you just swap it out with a little sugar and cinnamon to taste with the melted butter. Flatten the uh, grounded up walnuts. Wow, the grounded up walnuts gives it an amazing texture. Just saying, just saying. So there you go. And when you're making the inside filling for the low carb version, you're going to do the 8 ounces of softened cream cheese, and you're going to add that to the whipped cream, and you're going to put about 10 packets of the sweetener, maybe even to taste. Honestly, for me, if I were to do it, I would just like do an experiment and experiment with 5 or 6 packets, see how you like it. Because to me, those flavor packets of the artificial sweetener are very, 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 very sweet. And there you have it. So you have your interchangeable choice of a no bake cheesecake. You could have it regular or you could have it low carb. And that's a wonderful option, by the way. Oftentimes when we have guests for any sort of gathering, whether it's the holiday season or just throughout the year for any other occasion, many times people forget that there might be a guest that is really trying to watch their sugar intake or might possibly even be diabetic. So get your information first, at the time of the time that you're inviting the guests, if there's any, special thing that you should know about. It doesn't hurt. Something so simple and inexpensive as this. And this only requires the one package of cream cheese, which is amazing because most of those recipes require two. So winner, winner, no bake cheesecake after dinner. Regular or low carb. There you go. Before we go, I want to talk to you today about an amazing thing that I discovered as a gift. Okay. And actually, I did a little video on that, but it was so short. I says, maybe I'll ditch that video. I don't know. I still have the video. But basically, it is about a gift giving idea, which is kind of sort of on the round nose. Okay, I'm not referring to the grocery store ideas with the gift basket, because that one we actually released yesterday. I released that one yesterday. But this is another idea, and it simply involves decorations, your common household holiday decorations. And I could talk about that on a future upcoming video. But for now, I hope that you enjoy this recipe. Wishing everyone an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care, everybody. Thank you.